I am Kesten Rono, and I am one self. You are one self. I am one self, united with my Creator. Thank you for being here for day 96 of our exploration of A Course in Miracles. Reviewing Principle 26. Miracles represent freedom from fear. Atoning means undoing. The undoing of fear is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. So yesterday we said miracles are part of an interlocking chain of forgiveness, which when completed is the atonement. Atonement works all the time and in all the dimensions of time. And today, miracles represent freedom from fear. Atoning means undoing. The undoing of fear is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. All right. Miracles are part of an interlocking chain of forgiveness. That forgiveness is the key to miracles. And when all forgiveness is completed, that is called the atonement. And whatever atonement is, works all the time and in all dimensions of time. Okay, whatever that means. Then we introduce this idea of fear, specifically freedom from it, that miracles represent freedom from fear. So, if you are not aligned with miracles, if you are not aligned with your spiritual identification, if you're not affirming this idea and only your body identification, then you are wrapped up in some process of fear, whether you know it or not. Maybe you feel brave, strong, but you're participating in some kind of attack cycle. What are you afraid of? And you would say that, well, what I'm attacking is justified. Okay, I would feel the same. But that is somehow separating us from our oneness, from our connection to each other, ourselves, to God. So miracles represent freedom from fear. What are we curious about? Perfect peace, perfect safety, freedom from worry. So atoning, which is intertwined with forgiveness, means undoing. So what is forgiveness? It's undoing your binding to your upsets, your binding to your attack cycles, your binding to your fears. So, undoing your fears. Atoning means undoing. The undoing of fear is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. So forgiving is something to do with undoing. And forgiving is something to do with releasing fears. Hi there. So please allow yourself to release your fears. Don't worry about atoning. Don't worry about undoing. Just let go. Feel how we feel. Let it go. Notice what is there. The undoing of fear, forgiving, is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. May this be so. Okay, I am oneself, united with my Creator. I am oneself, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation and limitless in power and in peace. You are one self with me, united with our Creator in this self. I honor you because of what I am and what He is, who loves us both as one. Exercise Lesson 96. Salvation comes from my one self. Salvation comes from my one self. Salvation comes from your one self. Please repeat this idea after me. Salvation comes from my one self. Although you are one self, you experience yourself as two, as both good and evil, loving and hating, mind and body. This sense of being split into opposites induces feelings of acute and constant conflict. and leads to frantic attempts to reconcile the contradictory aspects of this self-perception. You have sought many such solutions, and none of them has worked. The opposites you see in you will never be compatible, but one exists. Are you here because you've already found a solution? Or are you here because you're curious about deeper meaning? Then perhaps, if it's the latter, allow yourself to imagine that one exists. Salvation, seeing true vision, letting go, undoing your fears. Salvation comes from your one self. The fact that truth and illusion cannot be reconciled, no matter how hard you try or how you try, what means you use and where you see the problem must be accepted if you would be saved. So that is, the fact that truth and illusion cannot be reconciled must be accepted if you would be saved. You cannot reconcile truth and illusion. They are fundamentally separate. Until you have accepted this, you will attempt an endless list of goals you cannot reach, a senseless series of expenditures of time and effort, hopefulness and doubt, each one as futile as the one before, and failing as the next surely will. Why? We are playing in darkness. We've gone over this before. I think this is settling for us. That if we're feeling upset, we're building upon some upset. Yesterday we were talking about reapplying ourselves if we miss a practice period. That if we miss one, it's just simply a mistake. But to keep committing ourselves to not doing it is to make a mistake on top of a mistake. This feels like we're getting further and further and further from what might be more meaningful. And maybe we think we're digging this hole further and further and further, but the opportunity to undo is still always there. To see it differently is always there. And eventually, if we're building a house on a shaky foundation, it's going to fall. We can't keep stacking it higher and higher and higher, we imagine, and expect that it will last. No, we're spinning our wheels if we're believing that we are separate from some idea of love, that this idea of love is what is providing us meaning. And seeing ourselves through this light is allowing us to build, beginning with a solid foundation, our original thoughts with God, accepting the fact that our mind is uniquely connected to all other minds and to God's, that our thoughts are His thoughts and His thoughts are ours. And if He's in the eternal realm of knowledge, it's captured on His server. And here we are recalling that. We're making a query to remember those things. One exists. Salvation comes from my one self. Let's not play in darkness. Let's notice whatever light is. Problems that have no meaning cannot be resolved within the framework they are set. Let's repeat that. Problems that have no meaning cannot be resolved within the framework they are set. Another way of representing this could be that a problem within a system will never find a solution within that system. That if the system is a problem itself and then trying to solve it within that system will always keep you playing inside of that system, which is a fundamental problem in itself. An example is usury. An example is creating currency out of thin air, creating more units than can possibly be repaid, separating from nature. As long as we are operating within this system, no matter how complex it gets, and we think we're fine-tuning here and there, and that's going to offer us some solution, if the bottom is always falling out from underneath, how will it be fixed? We are here to see this differently, to allow ourselves to extend beyond only our body, outside of a new system, so that we can fundamentally see the truth within this system. Imagine going from 2D to 3D. You can now see in height. It's so easy to see inside that flat plane. Well, what would 4D be? Who cares? All of this would be playing with some kind of spatial idea rather than the invisible of whatever our consciousness is, whatever you are, whatever your one self is. So let's see ourselves beyond this system. Problems that have no meaning cannot be resolved within the framework they are set. Two selves in conflict could not be resolved, and good and evil have no meeting place. Polar opposite magnets pushing against each other all the time. You cannot keep them together. The self you made can never be your self, nor can your self be split in two and still be what it is and must forever be. A mind and body cannot both exist. Make no attempt to reconcile the two. I have been. You've been hearing me say it on the audio. Make no attempt to reconcile the two, for one denies the other can be real. If you are physical, your mind is gone from your self-concept, for it has no place in which it could be really part of you. If you are spirit, then the body must be meaningless to your reality. What do we do? What do we do with this idea? A mind and body cannot both exist. Make no attempt to reconcile the two, for one denies your self-concept, for it has no place in which it could be really part of you. If you are spirit, then the body must be meaningless to your reality. This feels like we need to give something up, but let's remember we are seeing this from this body perspective, and we are searching for more meaning. We are curious about how to see this differently, and we are open to whatever that exposes in the name of truth, in the name of love, in the name of peace. Where would this eternal realm of knowledge be? It would be beyond time. It's eternal, and it's all knowledge. And time is this resource for collecting experience, therefore learning. And if we want to be in the learning process, maybe that's fantastic, but it will not be in the eternal realm of knowledge. It just cannot be if we are in some sliver of time. And so maybe it feels like we don't want to give something up here. And let's remember that true vision may only bless. It requires no sacrifice on anyone's part. So seeing ourselves as having to give something up is part of this illusion. There are many things in life that I love. I don't think I want to give them up. Maybe they're worth the trade-off of pain, I would imagine. But to do so, only to do that way, to see myself in the body, would be to recognize my vulnerability, not to see my invulnerability. Are we curious what that is? What if we could find perfect peace, perfect safety, freedom from worry? If we could discover it, could not everyone discover it? Is everyone also not a mind? Can you see that we're not giving anything up, especially if we light the beacon of our own light and say, here, please notice, this is available for you too. We're not leaving anything behind. We're clearing the way. We're clearing the way. And we have to do it for ourselves in the end. So please dare yourself to take a step. Salvation comes from your one self. Spirit makes use of mind as means to find its self-expression, and the mind which serves the spirit is at peace and filled with joy. The mind which serves the spirit is at peace and is filled with joy. Let's repeat those. Spirit makes use of mind as means to find its self, capital S, self-expression. So spirit is using the mind so that the spirit can express itself. Your true self, capital S self. And the mind, which serves the spirit, is at peace and filled with joy. Okay. Our torture, however we're seeing it, is related to seeing ourselves identify with the body. Everything in the material realm, the body realm, will die, will be turned over, and will serve some new other process of life. We are included in this process. This could be frightening, and everything that is reverberating like this could feel frightening. It's going to come to an end if only we could protect it. Maybe we should go fight for it. Maybe we should go kill for it. At least then it's not us dying, not our idea dying, but we are simply lying in wait to die. May we see ourselves as a spirit and allow peace to feel our minds. The mind which serves the Spirit is at peace and filled with joy. Its power comes from Spirit, and it is fulfilling happily its function here. Its power comes from Spirit, and it is fulfilling happily its function here. Yet mind can also see itself divorced from Spirit and perceive itself within a body it confuses with itself. Without its function, then, it has no peace, and happiness is alien to its thoughts. Aligned with body, we find dis-ease. Yet mind apart from Spirit cannot think. It has denied its source of strength, and it sees itself as helpless, limited, and weak. Disassociated from its function now, it thinks it is alone and separate, attacked by armies massed against itself, and hiding in the body's frail support. Now must it reconcile unlike with like, for this is what it thinks that it is for. Now must it reconcile unlike with like, for this is what it thinks that it is for. So the mind is totally mindless, it's distracted, confused. Waste no more time on this. Who can resolve the senseless conflicts which a dream presents? What could the resolution mean in truth? What purpose could it serve? What is it for? Salvation cannot make illusions real, nor solve a problem that does not exist. One problem, one solution, our separateness from God, our separateness from ourselves, and the belief that this must be true. Perhaps you hope it can. That is, salvation cannot make illusions real, nor solve a problem that does not exist. Perhaps you hope it can. Yet would you have God's plan for the release of his dear Son bring pain to him and fail to set him free? We're not here for pain. We're here for freedom. Yourself retains its thoughts. Okay, that's capital S, capital I, capital T. Yourself retains its thoughts. So these are all foundational ideas. Your self, its oneness. Your original self retains. Why? You're in the eternal realm of knowledge, tied to it with God. Its thoughts. It, capital I. Whatever it is that you are. And thoughts. The original thoughts, those connected with God. Not thinking like we are doing intellectually or creating ideas for us to create new problems to solve so that we think we're having productivity, but we do not build in our best interest in this light. Your self retains its thoughts, and they remain within your mind and in the mind of God. The Holy Spirit holds salvation in your mind and offers it the way to peace. Salvation is a thought you share with God because his voice accepted it for you and answered in your name that it was done. Salvation is a thought you share with God because his voice accepted it for you and answered in your name that it was done. Thus is salvation kept among the thoughts yourself holds dear and cherishes for you. Thus is salvation kept among the thoughts, capital T, thoughts yourself holds dear and cherishes for you. Something is cherishing an idea for us. Wholly unchanged, unconditional. May we accept. We will attempt today to find this thought, whose presence in your mind is guaranteed by him who, capital H, capital W, whose presence, this thought, whose presence in your mind is guaranteed by him who speaks to you from your one self. Our hourly 5-minute practicing will be a search for him within your mind. Salvation comes from this one self through him who is the bridge, new word, capital B, who is the bridge between your mind and it. Let's repeat that. Salvation comes from this one self through him who is the bridge between your mind and it being salvation. So we are trying to bridge our mind with salvation. How? Noticing our one self through God. Salvation comes from this one self through him who is the bridge between your mind and it. Wait patiently and let him speak to you about yourself and what your mind can do, restored to it and free to serve its will. A little bit of complexity there with new terms, it feels like, but we are going to allow ourselves to relax. We are asking a question and trusting that it is answered in the body, in the physical. There is no way to get these answers. We don't trust them. We go only with science, whatever it is that we can prove. You're using AI today to tell you what to think, and it is attempting its best to only use first sources. Many things are lost in the wind. Many things have been changed about history. It is always the victor's story, the local story. We are curious about our foundational original thoughts, those which can never be erased, those which God holds on to and says, when you're ready to notice, when you are ready to notice you, you will see that you have always been connected with me, and there is nothing to fear. Begin with saying this: salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. Please repeat after me. Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. The it here is salvation. Please repeat after me. Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. One more time, please. Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. Salvation comes from your one self. Its thoughts are yours to use. Then seek its thoughts and claim them as your own. These are your own real thoughts you have denied. And let your mind go wandering in a world of dreams to find illusions in their place. Here are your thoughts, the only ones you have. Salvation is among them. Find it there. If you succeed, the thoughts that come to you will tell you you are saved, and that your mind has found the function that it sought to lose. If you succeed, the thoughts that come to you will tell you you are saved, and that your mind has found the function that it sought to lose. So you have separated yourself from yourself, and you have gone on an adventure. It has created pain, and there is ultimately nothing to build separate from yourself. God, creating you out of love, creating all things out of love, is desiring for you to notice this. This is his will. Again, your loving Father offers you love, not desperation, depression, destitution, disease, destruction, and death. If you succeed in seeking its thoughts, salvation's thoughts, and claiming them as your own, if you succeed, the thoughts that come to you will tell you you are saved, and that your mind has found the function that it sought to lose. Yourself will welcome it and give it peace. Restored in strength, it will again flow out from spirit to the spirit in all things created by the spirit as itself. Your mind will bless all things. Confusion done, you are restored, for you have found yourself. Yourself will welcome it and give it peace, this function, the idea that you are saved. Restored in strength, it will again flow out from Spirit to the Spirit in all things created by the Spirit as itself. Your mind will bless all things. Confusion done, you are restored, for you have found yourself. It's dawning on me that there is some idea of peace because we have actually arrived somewhere. Everything feels like a here and now, appreciating the journey, realizing we may not make it to some kind of destination. But there's something about recognizing the here and now that is revealing. So we arrive at the here and now, but what is there? A curiosity about whatever it is. So what if there is a destination at which we may arrive? Something that we hadn't imagined before, something within the here now, allowing us to notice whatever is, undoing our upsets and settling in the present to notice our own light, our own self. What if you could make it somewhere and be done? And what if from there you could actually live in freedom from worry, in perfect peace, in perfect safety? Confusion done, you are restored, for you have found yourself. Yourself knows that you cannot fail today. Our self, capital S, connected to God. It's not worried about anything. It knows that it cannot be harmed, and it must succeed. It is aligned with the truth. There's just nothing in the eternal realm of knowledge to which you have access, I would imagine, if God's thoughts are yours and yours are God's, that all minds are connected. In the eternal realm of knowledge, what could befall you? What could beat you? What could scare you? Yourself knows that you cannot fail today. Why? It's in communication with God. It's a simple knowingness. There's nothing in the future for it. Timeless, invulnerable. Yourself knows that you cannot fail today. Perhaps your mind remains uncertain yet a little while. Be not dismayed by this. The joy yourself experiences, it will save for you, and it will yet be yours in full awareness. It's still there, wholly unchanged, unconditional, the foundation. Be not dismayed if you are confused. The joy yourself experiences, it will save for you, and it will yet be yours in full awareness. You will know it intimately because it is already you, it is already yours, it is already there. It is on the other side of darkness. Every time you spend 5 minutes of the hour seeking Him who joins your mind and self, you offer Him another treasure to be kept for you. Each time today you tell your frantic mind salvation comes from your one self, you lay another treasure in your growing store. And all of it is given everyone who asks for it and will accept the gift. Think then, how much is given unto you to give this day, that it be given you. Exclamation point to end today. This idea of treasures is funny. It's using a material idea and an idol to catch our attention. It almost feels like a trick. But we need some way to grasp if we are anchored here in the physical. So we recognize that there is something special and valuable about the practice we're doing, even if we cannot see yet what it'll yield. This is true for any sport. Maybe there's someone you idolize, but we must still practice. I saw a young man skateboarding, and I don't see tons of skateboarders live, but this man was phenomenal, and he must be under 18. And I rush over and I tell a loved one, oh, there's this kid skateboarding out there, and he is a superstar. He's here, right here in your neighborhood. She describes him. He's been out there almost every day since I've been here 4 years ago. Do you know him? I'm not going to say his name. And you probably don't. He's young, but he's doing something that I could not imagine when I was younger from how I saw the world. Applying himself towards something for the sake of the step, not knowing exactly what it'll yield, but I can tell you for sure, watching him was a pure joy for me. What a surprise to see. What a gratitude I felt for seeing this so live and alive. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for this gift. We are here to collect the treasures of our practice, even if we cannot understand what they will add up to. Salvation comes from your one self. Its thoughts are yours to use. What are they? I don't know. Let's ask. Let's discover what we hear in response. May we believe that salvation is here, that God is simply waiting with our original self for us to be reunited, for us to remember, to set aside our confusion once and for all, to laugh with joy, and embrace the idea of our spirit. I am Kesten Rono. Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to see. And I will see you tomorrow.